You want a drink of that, Mom? What did I just do? Confounded. When you can't say an F-bomb, you can't say the F word, confounded is... I can put just as much feeling. Confounded! I'll spit it out. You alright? Okay.
Like that, Marge.
What? Don't make you laugh? Don't play like that?
Yeah, I don't.
You're gagging and choking?
I don't want Margie to hurt herself, but it's funny, and I don't know how to learn how else to hurt herself.
You're silly, Mom.
There's that smile, Marge.
You're silly. Okay. Hi, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Hale empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. I'm sitting here looking at the background. What are people that cruise by my channel, my tiny little tube? They're like, why does she have a ladder back there? There's just a ladder right here. Well,
We don't want to lose you.
no, it's a cat tree. It's for the cats.
On the little cat tree.
The cats like to utilize it, so that's why I have a ladder back. I live for the mom and the animal and the dogs and the cat. I just live to take care of them.
You do a good job.
Thank you, Ma. I really appreciate that. It's not always easy. It's always worth it. So, it's been kind of a, I don't know, God, man. The energies are just so weird. And with my placements, everything is, I'm just trying to be where my hands are. I'm trying to be present. I'm trying to be chill. Trying to not get upset or riled about anything, you know. And I've been fortunate enough that today is the only day we got. It's the only day I'm talking about for right now. Has been pretty chill and seeing things change. You know, I listen to a lot of teachers, a lot of people that have a lot of ideas about how they see things going down, and I have an idea of how I see the potential of how things are gonna play out in the world. Just like they do, and they use astrology, and I use guidance of astrology. I don't do the charts as much as they do and all that. I follow a lot of other patterns and a lot of other trends, and I like going out in the local community and seeing what the collective is like, because I don't know, people are really, the way I see it is there's going to be a lot of people on this planet that have an idea of about how things are, right? And they're going to be the only person that thinks that. And to give you an example, on Monday, they had an incident here. I live in northern New Mexico in Taos at the high school here. Benny, you're just doing that for the camera, you turd. And, they had an incident on Monday where evidently a dude walked onto campus and said, "I'm here to get my son." And then they're like, "Oh yeah? Where's your son?" Because I don't know. I don't know. And so he just pointed at this kid over, sitting talking to his friends. He's like, "That's my son." And he walks over to the kid, and the guy's like, "Oh, dude, you're not my dad," you know? And the guy freaking starts, they exchange words, and it starts escalating, and then, like, I don't know if the guy that approached the kid just started stabbing him, or if the kid ran and the guy ran after him and caught up to him and started, either way, kid got stabbed just going to high school, you know. I've been talking about years about how people don't have emotional control, and they get an idea about how things are, and you know, people can think about how things are all day long. They can think all they want. You can't act. That's what people don't understand on this planet right now. You can't put your hands on other people out of anger. You can't get mad and spit on people. As much as sometimes I myself am compelled to do such torrid acts, you know. You can't spit on people, you know. You can't. If you don't vibe with someone, if you don't get along with somebody, just for the love of God, stay away from them. Just stay. I don't understand what it is you have. It's all these storylines. It's the woman and the man, who the man loves her so much, but he's so hurt and he's so broken that the threat of losing her makes him crazy, and then he turns and beats the crap out of her. And a lot of times women are dying by the hands of the men that love her, and there's the times that it happens that the women, you know, do the same thing, the crimes of passion toward the man. It's just people don't know how to let things go. You know? Just let things be. They just don't they got to control and make it how they want it and contort and manipulate, and as a result, my world is very small, and it has been for the last several years. It hasn't been from lack of effort looking for a community. Although, I had a glimpse of hope today. It was kind of neat because I've been talking in my videos for a long time about, you know, when we get to our place, our forever home, or, you know, where we can just be, you know, for 5 years, whatever, right? And not have to worry about moving every year like we've had to do, you know, and when maybe things on the planet will settle down, who knows. But once we get there, you know, I want to have a garden, and you and I don't eat that much, so what I'll be able to do is use the excess and give it to the community, right? And I've been talking about it, and then I go to the park after, I had to go get water this morning, fill up the water jugs, and I stopped by the park. And there's always somebody there. You know what I mean? At the park. It's just like, it's a Monday through every day of the week. There's like, there's somebody around, right? And it was kind of a hopping day, you know, and hopping. There's a lot of people there, a lot of activity there. The parking lot was full, and there was I can't remember his name, but he comes out and he's a native man, and he makes his jewelry at the table there, yeah, and then other people do that, you know, and today there was a new group, and they were under a tree, and they had a tent. And a table set up, and but they were by the picnic tables, right? And I was like, all right, okay. I noticed them, I observed it. All right, you just see things, and then I go and sit down. I'm talking to some homies that are there, and we're having a safety meeting, and a young man comes over and invites everybody over to where they are because they had made chili.
Oh, that's good.
And yeah, and they wanted to invite everybody in close proximity and make sure they had some. And then this woman asked it, well, is it vegan? And he's like, as a matter of fact, it is. You know, and so wouldn't that be cool to have different sets of people, or just like have potluck? You know, come gather and just get to know the people in your community. You know it?
That's a good idea.
You know, because there's so many different groups and clubs that go to meet there, but it's just these little pockets of like-minded, you know? And then the city will bring in the fence and put up the fence, and then they'll have their concerts where people got to come and pay. Sometimes they got free concerts, but, you know, and so when he invited folks over to eat, I was saying on the way over, I said, I've been talking about this with Mom for years, about doing what these people are doing. See, I've been talking about it, and then they do it. Yeah. And I'll do it one day. No, don't worry. I will do it. I will do it. It's just cool that sometimes people aren't in the position to do all the things that they want to do, but sometimes just putting the words out there, the prayer, the positive intention, whatever you call it, whatever you want, what words, dress them up however you want to walk, but the words I dress up and use mostly, I want to bring people together, and that's what I explained to this young group today, and that I thank them for coming out and doing, and what they said, that I can't remember their names because I get excited, and then her name was Abby, I think. I can't remember. Anyway. And they weren't from any group or, no for nothing like that. It was just a group of people that went around on the farmer's market on Saturday and got a bunch of produce that they couldn't sell for one reason or another. And then they put together this vegan chili and then brought out hot pads or crock pots and stuff like that to warm it up and for the community. And so everybody, see, that's the thing, is everybody needs good healthy food. Once people eat good nourishing food, once they eat it, your body responds, your cells open up, they dance, they twirl, they make declarations of, this is what we've been missing, because people just put McDonald's and fried food and processed food and crap food and junk food because it's fast and easy. And but once your people feel what it feels like to eat good food, maybe that'll be the thing. Maybe it'll be the precipice, the thing that, I got to do this more often. I feel great because I ate this good food, So I didn't have any because I wasn't hungry. But that I see things like that growing in communities here and there and all over the place. The thing of it is something that's gone away that I've noticed is initiative. People don't have initiative. People don't do things. I know this, and I test my theory a lot because I'm the one that I got initiative. If I see something that needs to be done, I'll do it if it's within something that is in my capability. Okay? And I see people, and a prime example, real easy example of that would be just picking up garbage, litter. Like, I'll see a piece of trash and I'll just watch people walk by it. And sometimes I'll be really obnoxious and be like, it's all right. Don't worry. I got it. I got it. Don't worry about it. I got it. Go on, enjoy your day. I got it. Yeah. I just like making people think, that's all, because people don't know how to think. They just know how to do what they're told, mostly. I just do what I'm told. I'm just doing what I'm told. I'm just doing my job. So I made some new cookies today, kind I never made before. I used just Kroger, like the generic brand, sugar-free chocolate chips.
That's unusual.
Well, they're not as sweet, but you get used to. And I mean, there's so much sugar in cookies. There's a cup of brown, a cup of white, 3.5 cups of flour, and so I mean, but I like anyway. So I got them to try them, just something different, and then they also have this new cream cheese chips. And I dare say they are pretty good. I dare say. I must say they're pretty darn tasty. So, they are my good karma cookies. I like to give those to people in the community that just like to, that just like plant medicine, They're good sleep aid. They're good for muscles. And the best part about them is that you don't wake up and wonder where your freaking car was or if you cheated on your spouse or something like that. That's a lot of people do that with alcohol. You know, they don't care. They just no inhibitions, just all ego, no spirit, all ego, full throttle. Do what I want. Do what I want. It's my life. I just do what I want. And then, you know, later the consequences come. So, yeah, that was pretty cool to see more and more like-minded people coming together. And just see people standing around eating some good food, you know? It's just pretty cool. So, anyway, I talked to a guy today. I was like, because I know he's got like some acreage, some property over in the foothills over here. And then like it backs up to BLM land, so not a lot of neighbors and stuff like that, you know? And I was like, all right. I said, tick-tie, so we got a few months. I said, I'm still looking. I said, but my emergency thing is I'll buy a trailer and I gotta find a place to put it on some property. So I'm just asking people around if you'd consider us to be tenants on your property. I said, I'm just gonna throw it out there. I'm just gonna let you think about it, and I don't want any answer anytime soon. I got a couple months, you know. Just let me know if it's, you know, just let me know. And then he was asking me questions and stuff like that, you know, so I just put things out there, and then however they're supposed to play out, they play out, you know. I just got to do what's best for me and Mom. I can put all of our stuff that's been in boxes the last 2 years, I can put it, because I ain't never really unpacked when we moved here, I can put it all in storage and, you know. We could have a nice cozy little place. Little camping space. I already got the generator. It's on the way. Funny thing, though, it's coming from... I think it's coming from Illinois. And I'm in New Mexico, and it's taking 2 weeks to get here. Isn't that funny? 2 weeks to just drive. This generator is going to have seen more of the eastern coast than I have, probably, or the eastern side of the nation, I should say. I've seen a lot of Kansas and Iowa, been across Iowa, been to Illinois, haven't done Ohio, Tennessee, Mississippi, all those I haven't done. New York I have, New Jersey I have, Vermont, all those I have not. Anyway, so yeah, making little, that's what I was telling these young people today, because everybody's younger than me these days. I feel like, no, that's not true. There's a lot of older folks than me. I get to hang out with Terrence McKenna's nephew. Yeah. So if you ever come to the park in Taos, New Mexico, and come by and see me, I'll introduce you to him if you're into it. He's a really cool guy. Yeah. And religion. He's been around here 20, 25 years, you know, the changes you've seen around this place. Because it's so small. I mean, it just came from really small to, like, small. But more spread out. I'm watching, God, he's seen a lot of people with a lot of money come here, and now they're leaving. Everybody's leaving, and they're not even leaving to go to different parts of America. They're leaving to go to different parts of the country. I think a lot of people are taking their money. They're taking all the stuff that this country's giving them, and they're like, thanks, peace out. I'm going to go enjoy this someplace else, because a lot of places around here are freaking, like, third world countries. I mean, America's turned into a third world country with, you have these people that think they're freaking, you know, like, regalia, you know, like, they think they're way more important than they really are. And they come up with all these weird ideas, and what it's done is just created so much division on this planet. And that's what I'm trying to carry with me when I go out in the world every day, and that's to find the common denominators. Whenever I get freaking frustrated or annoyed or indignant or arrogant or egotistical or selfish or what, all those things that I could easily get, I'm going to just try and come from a place of my heart where all those things don't vibe. those frequencies don't sit. So, and it's not easy for me to do. It's not. Sometimes it's not easy for me to keep my mouth closed. Well, I will try. I will continue to try. I like how all these people are talking about Mars and Gemini. How's Mars and Gemini treating you? You know? I'm like, welcome to my world. This is my natal placement. So this is how I feel all the time. So people, if you're having a hard time with these energies, meditation helps. Yeah. I drink a lot of water. Meditation helps. Like to get out in nature, sit with the trees. You know, try and get some laughs in. Me and Mom laugh every day, huh, Mom? At some point in time. You know, there's all kinds of things that you can do. I don't pay too much. We were talking today, because nobody listens to the news that I talk to at the park and stuff. A lot of people live off grid and don't have a lot of TV, or you know, it's satellite TV and stuff like that. But or not satellite, but like. Anyway, it don't matter. It's but people don't watch the news around here, and I said, yeah, I scroll through the freaking headlines, and it's bad enough, man. People are just becoming disheveled. They're just really not coping with situations in life really well. And then I'm like wondering, where do people these days learn how to cope with situations in life? Like when they get scared and they're young. Like I always looked at that with parents. I don't have kids. I said, but one thing I always noticed, when a kid is learning how to walk and is figuring out, you know, and one of the first times they like spill, like they wipe out, like they fall on their butt or whatever, you know, and you could see it. They're trying to decide if it's fun or scary. If they're scared, what happened to them scared them, and they're going to start crying. Or if it was more like, whoa, that was kind of exciting. That was kind of wild, right? And you could see them. And I wonder what would happen if people just let them decide. Well, what you see is like a lot of parents will run up and scoop up their kids, you know, and then the kid's like, oh my God, I should be scared. I must be scared. I should probably be scared if this is the, you know, but it's something scary. And then that's when the reaction happens a lot of times. And the tears come, the crocodile tears. It's just like, oh, and then it's also where you're teaching your little person how to get what they want and get their way in life by producing those crocodile tears when what just happened to him wasn't very scary. You know, these are ways that people are programming the little people in this world. You know, if you're good, we'll go to McDonald's. I saw Mary Seeley. I used to watch her videos. And she did it. I think I still, yeah, that's how I think somehow she came up on my Twitter feed and said that she wasn't going to take her grandkids to McDonald's anymore because a large French fry was now $4. And that was just unheard of. And I was just like, never mind the fact that they don't decompose their totally crap food for your grandkids, you know, and you're teaching them how to eat really, really crappy. I said, well, it was probably, I bet it was one of those scenarios that it was like, if you're good, we'll go to McDonald's. If you're good, I'll reward you with food. And then thus we have a society such as it is that eats its feelings because they feel like they've been good, so they deserve something. So there's a lot of good people on this continent, so much goodness. Why are the cracks of society getting wider? Why are there more and more homeless people everywhere? Why are Mom and I can't find a place to live, you know, because people are so good. No, they're gluttons. They're gluttons. There's a big difference. So, all in all, today's been pretty positive. It's been on the positive side. Nothing very scary happened, and those are always the days that are good for me because I've had a lot of days. I've been thinking about that, man. just from Ma, your health stuff, you know, I was there for a bunch of it, you know. I mean, just stuff, just like, are you kidding me? My whole life is based on stuff like, are you kidding me? How am I supposed to handle this? Mom, it was after you had your stroke. It was after your stroke, she had, was it after your stroke? Yeah, it was after your stroke. You went to the bathroom and you said, Marge, I have a problem, or you called me in. And so I came in to see, and she had a prolapsed rectum. And her rectum had prolapsed about 2 inches. Just came inside out. And so I drove her to the hospital, and she had surgery, and they ended up cutting off like 6 inches of her lower intestine and tacking them up. They just tacked them up higher, you know, tacked them up on something. She's on Medicaid. She ain't ever gonna be worth nothing. It don't really matter. Just whatever. So, and then like a week after her surgery, she was still in the hospital, and she had lesions had formed, and so they had to go back in and do a second surgery, is what they had said. And it's just me. I'm 16. Mom had her stroke when she was 15. You know, I mean, when I was 15, you know, so it's just me, just handling life. Okay, what do we do, you know? She didn't get to go to no rehab facility. I didn't get to go to and stay at anybody's house, or nobody took care of me. Made sure I was okay, and like, you know, all that. No. You know? No. I didn't get none of that stuff. None of it. So, Mom was in the hospital 32 days that time. Yeah. So, I guess, you know, in retrospect, it's a blessing that I never made it in the system. That the system always denied me access. Yeah. And then when I became a part of the Air Force, the military, the Air Force, and I saw what just a waste, and how it was just nonsense, and how silly it was. And it's like you got a bunch of these guys that are in their 30s and 40s and 50s and 60s and 70s and 80s, and they all still have the mentality of like 17, 18-year-olds in their glory days, and their glory days are long gone. And it happens to all you guys, you know, but that's all right, because they just chomp Viagra, and then they get mad about that. So then they create these freaking, you know, engagements of military, you know, to establish their dominance and their power and their control. And this is the cycle that we got stuck in. We can't get out of it. Is all that ideology dead yet? Is it all dead yet? Because, I mean, we really could have heaven on earth. We could. But first, the machismo's got to freaking balance themselves out. That's what this next season is all about. People balancing themselves out. You know, is this the right response for this situation? You know, is this how you need to deal with this situation? You know, violence is never the answer. And look how many people are getting violent. Look how many people have guns. And it's not ever the answer. You know, if people can't come to agreement, then just don't deal with each other. You know? It don't make no parts bigger. It don't make you no man no manlier. It don't make no woman womanier, you know, to freaking cause harm to other people. But for whatever reason, people have it in their head that might is right. And, you know, like expensive cars and all this all this earthly stuff, like, proves that you're somebody and you can do something. And I'm not seeing it. You know, people getting paid for their job for what they get, you know, that's not being in service. I'm not seeing where people are in service. I mean, I hear them locally. I'm seeing where people in service, but not on a grand scale yet. And that's what I'm waiting for. That's what I'm excited about. So, but slowly, huh? One step at a time. Is that what you always say, Ma? One step at a time, right? Things are changing. They're getting better. Anyway, it's about all I got for now. Hope you have a rad day. Peace.